Alright guys, the truth of the matter, why the governors from APC are kicking the old Naira and new Naira policy is just because they want to use the old Naira note to buy vote. And they are pretending as if they care about the ordinary people on the street. This whole thing is just because of 25th of February. Guys, watch this video and you will hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, the protest you have seen is a reaction to the CBN cashless policy and the redesign of the Naira. But before then, I think it's important that we critically analyze the situation. The federal government has made a mistake in its policy of redesigning the Naira and also the cashless policy. And this mistake it made was that there was no wider consultation with Nigerians on how these things can work and how they can be carried along. And on the side of those in the position of power, the governors, their own reason for objecting to the redesigning of the Naira and the cashless policy is simply because of the elections. They want to use the old Naira notes to buy votes. If this redesigning was done after elections, there could not have been anybody going to court. There could not have been anybody from the side of those in the political authority challenging, objecting, or resisting this.
You think you think that is the reason?
It is the reason.
And because you stated it categorically as though you have an evidence that they're actually going to rig elections with the money.
It's not about rigging election. Why the insistence on using the old Naira notes? Is it because the people are suffering? Or if now they said you can use the old Naira notes after election, they will still not agree. They want to use the old Naira notes to buy votes.
But the governors had said that they are saying their clamor is because of the average person. You don't believe them?
Well, the average person in Nigeria in the last 7 years has been traumatized, has faced a lot of hardships. And you can't talk to me about average person. I that come from the northwestern part of Nigeria, where every day the average person is being killed, is being kidnapped, his life is being decimated by terrorists and bandits. How many of these governors have ever gone to court to take the federal government over matters which affects the lives of ordinary people? These are people that have been supporting all the policies and programs of Buhari's administration. For the simple fact, from what I've seen, the president is trying to usher in a political order, a political system, an election where money will not influence, decide, and shape the thinking of people. And they're opposed to it. If this redesigning was done a year or 2 years ago and people are queuing and suffering, there could not have been any governor. They will simply say it's the policy of our party, everybody should fall in line. It's simply about 25th of February. And let's not make a mistake about it. The struggle on this new Naira note is as important as the soul of democracy in Nigeria. If you allow these old notes to be used before 25th of February, on or before, you forget about credible and transparent election. There is so much poverty in this country today. People will not see money and turn the other way. Money has for a very long time influenced the decision of ordinary people, the masses of the people, because poverty has been so weaponized. So as far as I'm concerned, there should be no validation of these new notes until after the election. Then that can be done. If you do that now, the system, the election will be so monetized. Why is it that it's only the ruling party that are complaining that they need money?
Did you see the Nigeria Governors Forum statement headed by Governor Tambuwal, who chair of the NGF, and they have spoken up against the policy? And Governor Tambuwal is a PDP governor.
Yes, of course. But who are the
only state that have backed the FG, that has been on the side of the FG, is Edo State.
And then Edo is on the side of the people. It's on the side of the masses. If that is it, it doesn't matter if the majority will go the wrong way. The governor of Sokoto State is the chairman of Governors Forum, and he can only speak on behalf of the majority decision which they have taken. There is no governor that doesn't want money to give to electorates. But what I'm saying is clear. How many governors from the opposition have gone to court? If we allow these old notes to be used for the 25th of February, we should forget about transparent election, because all this fighting, many things have happened in Nigeria. How many times have you seen these governors raising an eyebrow? They have been defending, protecting, insisting that these are the policies of government, only on the issue of money. That's all.
From the last time that the CBN gave Nigerians a breakdown of how much they've mopped up, we understand about 900 million or so is still left, or thereabout, is still left in circulation, to be taken out of the old notes. You think that is the target, that amount is the target? You think that is enough to do what you think that they plan to do? Because again, and I then ask, what evidence would you have to corroborate what the allegation that you've made?
Well, there was a time, if you Google, you will see it very clear. There was a time the EFCC said some governors are under watch for stashing billions of naira in some certain locations. So that is a government agency making that statement. And you ask yourself, why the insistence on the use of old notes? Is it because the ordinary people are suffering? Ordinary people have not started suffering from the time MFLA introduced the naira. They have been suffering for the last 7 years. How many of them cared? They never cared. So as far as I'm concerned, I think the government should stick its ground. And if you are contesting an election for presidential, governorship, or national assembly, if you are popular and people like you and you are sure that your program will scale through, why money?
There are those who are of the view that even the new notes are being stashed. So if you say that this policy should not be allowed, mind you, Senator, some governors have said they will shut any bank that refuses old notes.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, if there is any bank they should shut, it's not the commercial bank. They should shut the central bank branches in their states. And let's see how they can function. Because a commercial bank receives directives from the central bank on what to do. And they said they have been directed not to receive the old notes. So go ahead and shut down the CBN branch in your state, and let's see how that will work. All these things is about, we have stash of old notes. We want to distribute it on election day for people to vote. That is all about it.
So you have the view that the 2023 election, or the February 25th election, is going to be rigged, or votes are going to be bought. That is your view, isn't it?
Well, when I speak, I am also a student of history. In the last elections that have taken place in this country, there has never been any in which there is a serious onslaught against vote buying as we have seen today. One policy by CBN and the federal government has kept everybody on his toes. Who are that everybody? People who want to buy votes. This is it. Now, a democracy is supposed to be, election is supposed to be a democratic exercise where people can exercise their constitutional rights to elect leaders that will address their problems. Nigeria will face a lot of problems, political, social, economic, security-wise, and so many things. At this time, we should be thinking of a leader that has the capacity, the competence, the integrity, the honesty, and the experience and the wisdom to address our problems. But they know that their selling point is money. And that money, if they have enough of new naira notes, nobody could have gone to court.
So you agree with the likes of Chief Afeb Babalola, who says deep pockets or deep-pocketed politicians will buy votes, and this election could be determined by the deep pockets?
Well, as you can see it very well, the way the major political presidential candidates, Asuwaju, Atiku, Obi, and Kwankwaso, in all, it is the supporters of Asuwaju that have been making this point. And I know very well that he has won election a number of times in Lagos State without sharing money to people. And he had, from his record, as one who fought for democracy, one who has been in the front line of struggle, even during Obasanjo, to ensure that this democracy, he has selling points. But governors that are behind him, who were beneficiaries of the democracy which we fought for, now are trying to portray and color the situations as if the only way for which they can win power is allowing them to use the old Naira notes. And that is very wrong.